Your opponent closes in. You know that your barracks is pretty much gone, so you look towards their HQ, pretty much undefended. So you say to yourself, that's pretty much my only chance of winning this game. So you go for it, knowing that it won't be easy. Unsurprisingly, your opponent throws everything they can to defend their HQ, throwing everything in the middle, just trying to slow you down. But in the end, you spot the lethal and you win the game. Both players were just playing for fun, but both of them applied one of the most important concepts in Wargroove. And that concept is pressure. A quick Google search for the definition of pressure is the use of intimidation, influence, or persuasion to make someone do something. Now, pressure in the game of Wargroove is the influence of opponents' decisions with your own decisions. There are many ways to apply pressure in the game, so we could look at it in 3 different flavors: intimidation, influence, and persuasion. We could start by looking at intimidation. Intimidation can come in many forms, but this intimidation is specifically having positioning with correct targeting. With those two, a unit can generate pressure. A unit with proper positioning with no proper targets, or proper targets without proper positioning, then those units will not generate pressure. A good way to generate pressure is to target multiple key areas. Once you do that, your opponent will have to make a decision to defend only some areas and give up other areas. This is how your decisions can influence your opponent's decisions. And speaking of influencing, there are many ways to influence your opponent. One way is your positioning. Not necessarily intimidation, but just the fact that you're not somewhere so your opponent can be there. Like in this example, red moved down, giving the opponent the chance to move up and threaten something else. Red gave up pressure, so blue can move in. Another way to influence your opponent is with your income. Red is naturally drawn towards blue's villages, simply because red does not want blue to have those villages, and red wants to capture those villages. Likewise, red does not want blue to pressure the red villages, so red can move forces to defend those before pressure is applied. Another way to generate pressure is with the use of unit composition. When you build dragons, chances are your opponent will respond by building anti-air. If your army is already good against those, then it pressures your opponent to second guess their purchases. Another good way to let your opponent second guess is with your commander groove. Your opponent has to think carefully before attacking into the commander, because the groove can change the outcome of the game drastically. The perfect example would be Sedge, since his groove can end the game if done right.
Time to run!
Now we come to the last flavor of pressure. This one's probably the hardest one to do, since it involves offering a trade, and you won't always know if it's good or not. So in this example, red takes a golem with the dragon, but blue can respond by attacking the dragon with the 2 mages. However, red knows this, and knows that if she gets rid of both of the mages, then the heartbeats left behind will have free control over the center and force blue to go back. This creates a dilemma for blue, either not punish the dragon or lose the mages and lose the fight after. So sometimes you could force the opponent to make bad decisions with a tempting trade.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I need it!
So we talked about pressure in game, but we haven't talked about pressure outside of the game. If you're feeling stressed playing the game, take a break, drink some water and relax. The game's supposed to be enjoyable, so don't forget to have fun. That feeling of being pressured is tense and scary, but once you break free from that corner and come through with the win, That's when you feel truly untouchable. Thanks for watching.